All right, all right, all right. Put the pitchfork down. I know what you're thinking. Johnny, this guy hasn't even played a game in the NHL yet. Hasn't even been drafted. How can he be overrated? I'm talking strictly about how some people, especially Habs fans, are looking at Shane Wright as the next Connor McDavid, the next Austin Matthews, okay? This guy's going to come in and save the franchise and be the big number one superstar offensive dynamo that this team has been craving for years, okay? Since maybe, Alex Kovalev, they've had a superstar offensive, honestly, forward, okay? Like, think about it. Think about who, I guess Caufield and Suzuki are rounding into that right now, but look, they're not quite there yet. They're getting there. But since Kovalev, look, this might be what Habs fans are looking at that with. And honestly, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Renaud Lavoie, who's a trusted source in sports media, especially around Quebec, came out on Fan 960, the station in Calgary, and I couldn't believe my ears when this guy was talking. Seriously. I can't play it here because of copyright, but he talked about Shane Wright in this draft, about being incredibly weak, especially compared to next year. And the guys on the radio station started laughing. They thought he was joking, and Renaud just keeps going. And then the guys on the radio station, they realize, oh, he's serious. He's serious when he's saying that it's almost a shame that the Habs have the first overall pick here now instead of next year when it's Connor Bedard, because Renaud Lavoie was saying how Bedard and Wright, it's like head and shoulders. Bedard is way better, and he is not having a lot of confidence in Shane Wright to become a star player in the NHL. And Renaud Lavoie knows his hockey. He knows his stuff, okay? He's a trusted analyst, a good source, okay? He's no Elliot Friedman, but he's a good source. So for him to say that, it was, my ears perked up. It was like, what do you mean? And I've heard some other scouts say it too. I've heard some scouts say that he has the talent and the potential to become a scorer in the NHL, which is what I'm hearing, but not a superstar. Okay, and yes, there are some scouts who are saying that. And yes, there's a lot of scouts. Most of them are saying he's the best player in the draft, or else he wouldn't be scouted and ranked as first overall. But a lot of people are saying, hey, temper your expectations with this guy. He might be a lot closer to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins than he is to Austin Matthews or Jack Eichel. So temper the expectations a bit. And hearing that, to me, it's like, whoa. Plus, with going straight to the Montreal Canadiens, the biggest franchise in hockey, I don't know about that mix. So, I don't know, hearing that, it just makes me so intrigued. And I want to see this guy actually hit NHL ice and see what he does. And look, this doesn't mean that this guy's going to be the next Jesperi Kotkaniemi, okay? It doesn't mean he's going to be a complete bust. Yes, I am throwing shade KK's way, okay? But it does mean that, hey, if all the scouts aren't coming out and raving about this guy as a potential first overall pick, that's a little bit alarming. It's a little bit worrisome. And look, I know a lot of people are going to point towards his point totals with Kingston, but again, you can't put too much stock into that because he lost an entire year because of COVID. So, of course, it's going to come through and it's going to be a little bit skewed, the numbers. So, we'll see what happens after, and we'll see what happens maybe when he hits actual NHL ice and if he makes the team to begin with. But I don't know. To me, this is a little bit worrisome. Honestly, that people like Renaud Lavoie, who are trusted in the industry, are coming out. This dude seemed deflated. He seemed disappointed, and he was advocating for the Habs to trade the pick if they could. That's how little faith that this guy has in Shane Wright. And this isn't a nobody. It's a media member whose opinion a lot of people respect and listen to. So I was listening to this stuff, and it was like, wow, dude. What do you tell me what you really think about Shane Wright? Jeez, it was like I was like, wow, is this guy really going to end up being carted out there and you're going to think he belongs in the beer league? But no, all jokes aside, I hope he ends up being a star. I hope he doesn't end up being like a Nugent-Hopkins. I guess it wouldn't be that bad. You got Nick Suzuki as your one, and if you have a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins look-alike in terms of play as your number two center, that's not a bad place to be. But wow, I mean, for a first overall pick that was highly touted, I was expecting to see more. So we'll see what happens, and I hope we can come back to this video in a couple of years and say, wow, this didn't age well. Shane Wright's a superstar now. I hope we can come back and say that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be very interesting, very fascinating. This is going to be one of the most entertaining and interesting drafts in years, honestly. Buckle up, guys. If you're new here, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment. See you in the next one. Peace out.